same. Now, it feels a bit weird for me now to do the live show because normally I get a lot of questions. But if you have questions, you can type it out. I will respond later on to it. But for now, I want to explain a bit about fundamentals. Now, basically, fundamentals is not what you see on an economic calendar. That is the last resort. Fundamentals is a very broad explanation of trading. It starts first with demographics. The second thing is, then you have to look at the central banks. Thirdly, then you have to know the natural movement of currencies. And then lastly, that is where economic news come in. Now, if you understand this three, then this will actually become very easy for you. You need to understand the demographics. Now, what is demographics? It's about the population and how people behave. Central banks is, for example, you need to understand that central banks work with mandates, so they control basically the interest rates. Natural movement of currencies is basically where you have to look at each currency individually. You can't trade with a currency pair if you don't understand what does the Australian dollar stand on, what does the New Zealand dollar stand on, and how you can pair it. I see a lot of traders on Facebook, they actually trade with the New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar, which is very weird to me because it's two commodity currencies against each other. And then I see also a lot of people trade the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen together, where it's actually two safe havens together. You can't trade two safe havens against each other. You can't trade basically two commodity currencies together. Now, let me explain. I will just touch on this basically because this is actually the basic stuff of trading. The natural movement of currencies is actually normally the course or the section of my course where I drill actually on. Now, the natural movement of currency is actually very simple. You have the AUD, which stands for the Australian dollar. Normally, Australia goes up if the iron ore prices go up. And please, not the production of iron ore, the prices of iron ore. If iron ore prices go up, then Australian dollar goes up. Now, also the same for New Zealand dollar, which is also a commodity currency, and also the Canadian dollar. The New Zealand dollar goes up only when the milk prices increase. New Zealand is the biggest producer of basically of milk. The Canadian dollar moves basically on oil. So if the oil prices go up, the Canadian dollar goes up. Also very important, if the milk prices drop, the New Zealand dollar will drop. If oil prices drop, the Canadian dollar will drop. If iron ore prices drop, then the Australian dollar will drop. Normally, these three goes in one direction. If oil prices go up, dairy prices, which is milk, and iron ore prices go up simultaneously. So for you, Australia and New Zealand together, it's actually committing suicide. You must trade Australia with the other currency, for surely with the United States dollar. You can't trade these two together and expect you will make money. Because all of them are literally seen as commodity currencies. So please, you can't trade two commodity currencies against each other. Also very important, all three of these currencies, alright, is actually driven by China. So if China GDP grows, or China is doing much better, say for example they manufacture more goods and everything, they need more commodities, which is now your iron ore for machinery, Your milk, they now sell also dairy in China, and then oil for actually to produce all this stuff. So if China's economy improves, then all three currencies will go up, and also the iron ore, milk, and the oil prices. So which means if China is doing good, then Australia, New Zealand, and Canada's economy do actually good. So you have to actually know more about China, because they are a manufacturing, or as they say, an industrial economy. So the best option for you to trade on Australia is to use the US dollar. The main thing about the US dollar, and which is actually very common, if the US dollar increases, I think I'm just going to wipe this off, just going to write it better. If the US dollar increases, then normally all commodities decreases. So this means then, this will affect the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and also the Canadian dollar. Please bear in mind, when the US go up, all commodities go down, which means Australia, New Zealand, and Canada will also go down. So it's very important that you need to understand the fundamentals, and actually, as I explained, the natural movement of currencies. The US dollar, also you have to know that he moves on his own and he's seen as a safe haven. What I want to irritate on is the fact that you need to understand the currencies and the economy individually. You can't just guess there at home and wake up and say, you're going to buy the Australian dollar. You must know why the currency go up or down. It's all because of Australia, New Zealand, and Canada is because of their commodities. You can also add in South Africa, which I highly recommend not to trade. The South African rand is extremely volatile. We all know now that Gwede Mantashe can say something and then the rand will move. So the best option is to trade Australia, New Zealand, and basically Canada. Now, as I said to you earlier, I will touch on the points which is the demographics, which is now the central banks, and which is now the natural movement of currencies, which I did now, and also I will do some economic news. Now, demographics works as follows. Now, this is all to do with trading. You can't tell me that you make quick money. For quick money, there's hard work. So you can't just say you're going to make quick money and you don't actually put the effort in. Now, this is actually how humans behave. Age 20, 30, 40, and then 50. Now, normally people at the age of 20, they want things. Alright? These people are spending actually aggressively, the 20-year-olds. They're normally here at the age of 28 to 35. Now, I will explain later on why this is important. At the age of 28 and 35, normally they get married there, and then people actually need to spend more. So when you get married, you need to spend more because you need to get a better house, the children are coming, all of those things. Also, at this period of time, from 28 to 35, that is where you eat your most takeaways. Now, why I'm saying that? Because you have children and you need to buy McDonald's, KFC, you need to take them to Wimpy and all that. So that's why most humans get fat tummies at this period of time. Alright? So the main thing is that these people actually spend a lot on takeaways due to the children. They are not wrong at this period, which is actually the midlife crisis. Now, because you have children, you want now, okay, I would say, because the children are grown at this period of time when you are 40, at the age of 40, what normally happens is that the person that are married for a very long time and have children, they want now to achieve what they wanted because children can now talk, they move and everything and all that. So they want now to spend time for themselves. And that is where spending peak. From the age of 45 to 50, spending decreases. Now with demographics, you can actually predict a war, elections, whatever the case may be. Or why is the globalization where people are moving from country to country, left, right and center. So you can also actually go on that path with demographics. Now, from the age 20 to 40, this is where the spenders are. 50, all right, and over, these people are seen as savers. Now, people between the ages of 20 and 40, only 2 out of 10 vote in the elections. The savers, I would say the people over 50, 9 out of 10 vote there. So if your bulk of your population are actually in this part of the group here, say for example 40%, which is currently now in Europe, 40% of the population are over the age of 50, and basically here it's about 30% of the population are youth, and then the rest are children. So if you have 40% of the population that are savers, then it means you will have a very weak economy. Because just imagine if you have to start a business and there's just old people around you, you will not make money because old people don't spend that much. But if you have a business where the bulk of your people around you, your community, is actually young, you will make money. Now what will this say then? This means then, if your population, the bulk of the population, say for example in Europe, is over the age of 50, say 40% are over the age of 50, this will be the scenario. You will have employment down because people are not spending and people will not start businesses. You will have retail sales, how people spend, you will have that down. You will have inflation, that will be down. And then you will have your interest rates, that also needs to go down. So now if you trade economic news, as I said, you will know what will be the effects of the economy. Because you just have to look at their population, and then you will see there will be low unemployment. Sorry, there will be very high unemployment. There will be no spending, low inflation, and they need to drop the interest rates, the central bank, because they need to stimulate the economy. If your population, excuse me, say 60% of the population are over the age between 20 and 40, your economy will experience a boom. So this means that employment will be up, they will spend, and then inflation will be up, and then interest rates will definitely go up, because this is signs of a strong economy. When your population, or 60% of your population, are actually between the ages of 20 and 40. So this is actually where you can pick up when the economy will have a strong currency or when it will have a weak currency. When interest rates are low, you will have a weak currency. When your interest rates go up, you will have a strong currency. Only thing that you need to do is to understand the demographics. Now, for a lot of people, it takes too much time to read. It takes too much time to put the effort in. To be honest with you, if you want to make money, nothing comes easy. You have to do all your research before you can buy a currency. Now, if you trade economic news, employment, retail sales, inflation, and basically the interest rates is basically the only news that you can trade on, because this is what a central bank concentrates on. All the other things is totally irrelevant, because once you know that employment increases, you will know what will be the ripple effect. Now, also very important, what I will touch on now is the economic news, which I already touched on. Economic news has certain factors also. When you have, sorry, I'm just going to wipe this off. When you have your employment goes up, like for example in the United States, when employment goes up, normally wages increase. Now the thing is, when wages increase, people feel richer. So you know now, and I don't have to give you the answer, I'm sure you will know the answer. When wages increase, then the first thing that we do, we go to BMW and go take credit. So this means credit will also increase, which will lead to good retail sales. Now, when your retail sales is good, it means products, like for example, baked beans and meat and those type of things. It will increase, and that is the cause of inflation. Now surely, the central bank needs now to actually control the inflation because it's getting out of hand. So that's why he needs to make credit expensive by lifting up the interest rates. This is all good signs for the economy, and it's also good signs for a currency. That is absolutely important. Now for this, I normally, with this here, I just do the basic things what I normally do in class, where I start normally with the demographics, and I start normally natural movement of currencies and economic news. But the main thing is what I also want to stress on, inflation and interest rates is basically the only things that a central bank can control. Most of the other things is controlled by human behavior. So if you don't understand the demographics and how the people behave, you will never understand why does currency go up or down. Very important in Forex also. When you open up a trade, don't expect immediately that you must go into profit. The best thing that you must do is understand your demographics, know why the currency go up or down, and be patient. When you go deep in negative, it's perfectly normal. You can't expect to make money every time quick. Yes, it happens where you make money quick and then you think tomorrow it will also happen. No, it's not the case. And that's why I always stress the fact that don't use a stop loss. When the currency goes down, let it be. Take a smaller volume. Stop trading with high volumes. Create more consistent trades than actually losing trades. First thing, decrease your volume and be patient when you're trading. What I always say is that if people can actually be patient for insurance money when they are dying, why can't they be patient when they are trading? You will be very good if you can use that same patience where you save for one day's retirement plan, where you maybe will not see. So use the same patience when you are trading. Wait for the trades to come right and know your fundamentals. Now, if you want to subscribe for the videos, which will be live sessions that we also will be actually on Periscope, and we will actually have live classes also. The classes, we will also do it in Rivonia at the Business Center if you want to come see me personally. The classes is no less than 10,000 Rand. And look, a lot of people say, oh, why you ask so much? The main thing is that I don't see a lot of people at once. I can only manage about 5 people per slot. if there's 100 people in my boardroom where I stand, it will be chaotic. So if you pay the 10,000 Rand, I will make sure that you don't sit with a lot of people. This needs drilling and understanding. So if there's 100 people in your class, you will surely don't understand what's going on. So that's why I make the prices at 10,000 Rand. When you come here, you will definitely get class. It's not that I will talk with 100 people, I will pay attention to you. So for me to pay attention for you, you will have to pay also. Now, if you want to subscribe, you can contact Georgia on Georgia Ahmed Forex Trading Coach. This is our landline office, and this is our cell phone that we use in the office, where you can also WhatsApp. We will, if you leave your email, we can also send the information to you. The other thing is also, with the classes comes the demographics. A beginner and advanced will get the same treatment. For a beginner, I will take a bit more time with you. For advanced student, I will also have time for you, but I will be more aggressive on you when you do the advanced stages, because then I expect you to trade actually good. Now, in this time, the first 3 months, you will actually start trading very small. You will maybe make $5, $3, or maybe $10 per week. As the year goes on, for example, as the months increases, that is where you will see, you will start to understand, and I expected month 6 to month 8, that is where you will start to climb. Now, as I said, the classes are 10,000 Rand. We will send you all the information if you contact Georgia, and we will glad to assist you. Very important, at 7 o'clock with the Donald Trump inauguration, please don't trade. Rather trade on Monday. It will be chaotic, and I'm sure there will be a steep sell-off. Because, as I said in the beginning, and I know now a lot of people came up late, when he wants to shift now from a service economy, which was created by Barack Obama, and he wants to industrialize, he needs to dismantle the work of Barack and create his own legacy. So with that, he's going to crush the economy and rebuild it. So I can tell you now, you can expect a very strong dollar for the months ahead if he wants now to crash the economy. And then later on, he will start with the industrial policies. So please don't trade around 7. Stay out of the market, or maybe just look at it, because it will be very volatile. Very important. If you want to subscribe, please just contact us and we will assist. And thanks a lot for watching. My name is Rian Opsent, and I'm the Forex Coach. Bye-bye.